Hi, I'm Life Coach Landry, and the topic is my relationship is over, now what? I'm going to talk about 3 keys to overcoming post-relationship / divorce life challenges so that you can thrive afterwards and, make your life something so you're not sitting in the dumps, okay? So let's say you've lost your spouse or your relationship. You've lost half of the precious time you have with your kids. You've lost extended family. You've lost money. You've lost financial security. You may have even lost your house, okay? The one thing you thought you wouldn't lose was your friends, but you did. Not all of them, but perhaps many, possibly just the ones that are group associated. But either way, some are gone, okay? Relationships breaking up and divorces are cruel. It can take you just about everything you hold valuable. And long after the legal process is over and done, you may still find yourself reeling emotionally and socially. So I've obviously worked with some divorced clients and currently working with divorced clients. And I can tell you that there's another side of divorce where if you allow it to happen, a whole new world opens up where you find yourself surprised. Okay. It will be your new normal, we'll call it. It just may take some time and space to get there. You have to be patient. Okay. I believe that with every gift comes challenges, and with every challenge comes gifts. It's a pretty simple rule. It's easy. It means there's a reward either way. It just may one have to be before the other and vice versa. New, wonderful people, places, things will come into your life that wouldn't and couldn't while you were still married or in a relationship. So if I hadn't seen this happen time and time again with my clients, I may not be able to say that with confidence, but it's true. I've been there myself. My clients have been there. It's a pattern that is not mistakable. I mean, I see it with all my clients that have gone through divorces or major breakups. The question you may be asking yourself now is, do I have to sit around and wait for all this to appear, or can I do something to make a new normal show up sooner? Well, you can't skip grief, okay? So it takes on a life of its own, and grief is a process. It's done when it's done. That said, there's definitely things you can do either to prolong your grief or move your grief along quicker. So how to prolong the pain? The following that I'm about to say will give you a pretty good idea, but don't take them too seriously unless, of course, you do want to drag out your divorce or your relationship breakup. But if you'd like to prolong your grief, if you think you need to take more time to heal, so maybe for some people it might mean that it means more to you if you do. The absolute best thing to do is isolate yourself. Don't seek support. Don't make new friends, and always say, no, I'm fine. I don't need you to help me. When someone asks if they can cook you dinner, help you clean out the garage, pick up your kids, lend a hand, whatever. Another great way to make your recovery process harder is to stay in your emotional safety zone. By this, I mean sticking with your routine, focusing on all the what ifs, yada, yada. Okay. And by all means, numb yourself so that you don't have to feel pain. I don't recommend this, but for some people, their mentality, their empathy department works like this. They have to go through it this way. Okay. So if you just want to speed it up so that you're going through it. But let's get to what most people want to know, how to have a better divorce or post-relationship recovery. Here are 3 surefire ways that you can get on the other side of your split better and quite possibly even sooner. All of these ideas are simply, but not necessarily an easy way to implement. But if these suggestions feel daunting, you're probably still too emotionally raw. Okay. So be gentle with yourself and get some professional guidance if needs to. Work with a life coach. Okay. Number 1, make some new friends. Okay. In our fast-paced, technologically saturated lives, it's easy to forget how important human interaction can be. While it's true that the internet is, disconnected us from each other, it's also true that it's never been easier to meet new people without joining a religious organization or following your kids to school and volunteering for something at the school. One of my favorite sites, that I tell people they should look into, it's called meetup.com. Meetup.com, this is a site where you set up for people to come together around a topic or passion. Examples include Dotson lovers, autistic mothers of autistic children. If Meetup doesn't exist, you can actually create your own. Okay, that's the good part. I suggest to my clients to use meetup.com every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll do a focus group, and I'll do a meetup.com pro bono for people who are just looking for answers, and I just want to help them out. And I'll get them in a group so that I'm not having to tackle people individually. If you'd like to find a divorce support meetup in your local area, search the site by plugging in divorce support. If something about a relationship, whatever, just come up with whatever you can, whatever you're going through. You probably be pleasantly surprised of what you'll find. And when I say make new friends, I'm primarily, suggesting that you seek out people who will primarily be considered friends without benefits, okay? People to talk to and perhaps do things with. I realize there's a readiness involved with dating, but I think going on dates can be a good way to grow even if you're not ready to get into a new relationship. Here's why. You'll learn about yourself in a different way than you would with a new pal, right? But most people's adolescent brain takes over when they date, especially if they're interested in the new prospect, and it's good to practice before you're ready. So that, when you're ready, right? You'll be a fucking pro. But you don't have to force this idea on yourself, but try to keep an open mind. But also allow yourself time to heal before you jump in with somebody else, or you'll find that you're repeating the same mistakes. Number 2, explore new things. Did you forgo that dance class because your spouse didn't want to go? Take it now. Have you always wanted to, be on a bowling team? Something, just whatever, something that would have been frowned upon. But now you're by yourself. You're like, fuck it. Why not? Right? Join it now. Try it. Is there a destination you've only fantasized about traveling to? Go now. What are you waiting for? Not only is this a good way to meet people, but going places you've never been and doing things you've never done is just, it livens you up. It brings a part of you that's been asleep for a long time. This is where sites like meetup.com are great because you don't have to be alone while participating. One way to travel as a single person is to go via group travel packages. One of my clients went on a favorite trip to, I think it was, I want to say Machu Picchu, and they met him up on the meetup.com that I suggested to him, and they had a great time, took pictures and whatnot. And they said they sat around a fire on the beach and talked about things. And there's all kinds of ways to broaden your experience, right? But, number 3 would be learn from others who've been through a divorce or a serious breakup. They will have great deal of wisdom to share, right? They've already been through the pain. They're on the other side of it. And chances are, someone who hasn't been through the experience. If you don't, that has been through the experience. But if you don't, you don't know someone, divorce can become extremely common. And, there's general less stigma attached to it these days. And I know this isn't necessarily true for everyone, but in a lot of circles it is. So don't be embarrassed to talk to people about it, right? People joke that the phone suddenly weighs 50 pounds because calling others to ask for help is one of the greatest challenges adults faces. That's why life coaches have become so important. We're now the, objective point of reference to talk to without having to go to a therapist and get into, all kinds of deep, tight issues. We're about life in general. Yet those on the receiving end of the line are often only too happy to share what happened anyways. People just don't realize that and what resources they use and what, they learned. One of the ways a divorce group or a breakup group can be so helpful is that someone else in the group is likely to have the answer to a question you've had, or they know exactly who to refer you to for help. You don't have to go at it alone, and you surely don't have to be one of those people that reinvents the wheel. Divorces and things like that are hard enough. It's okay to ask for help and crucial to let people in. One of the things I'll do a topic on next is why is getting emotional help for divorce so hard for people? So when I get around to that, I'll post a video on that because I got a request via email for post-divorce information. And we'll get something like that rolling. So if you'd like to book a personal session, contact me at the email below. And if you found this information of value, show your appreciation by clicking the PayPal donation link below. And I will talk to you soon.